In this video, we are going to discuss about how to create a database using MySQL Workbench software and using a ER diagram and create tables using customized tables. The insert query statement is used to insert data into the tables in the database and how to write an insert query. So basically, we are going to create a database using the ER diagram, and using insert query statement we are going to insert all our data into the relevant table. So we will open the workbench software, and as already you all know, I have taught you how to open the model, create a model and rename the model. Here we'll see the requirement. The board of directors of New Vision Academy has decided to computerize the information of all the teachers in the educational institution. The software is being developed by Taraka Software Solution. Assume that you are working as a senior software engineer in this company and you and your team are responsible for creating the database of this software. Create the database according to the instructions. So create a database called New Vision Academy, which I already created. Now I have created the database New Vision Academy, and I will draw my tables as mentioned in the requirements. This software has a table called teacher to store teachers data. Follow the instruction to create it. Teacher Egno must be Vacha 10, first name Vacha 45, last name Vacha 45, gender Vacha 10, contact no Vacha 10, and email address Vacha 50. So we will create the table according to it. So here I have created the teacher name table, which teacher Regno, first name, last name, gender, content no, address with the relevant data type and length. So here this is the teacher table. Now we will move on to the next requirement. Enter the data shown in the table below in the database table you have set up above. Do not use the graphical method when entering data here. All data must be entered from the query statement. So here using query we are going to enter all the data. So before entering the data we must forward engineer our ER model to we can't enter data, so we need to forward engineer our model. So using this database I'm going to forward engineer, and here you need to mention the host name, port, username, relevant data must be mentioned in these here in these input fields, and give next. You do not select anything, just click next. Now the forward engineer has been finished successfully. We will see in our HeidiSQL whether the database has been created. The database has been created. New Vision Academy with the table. We'll see. Click the table and see. Here the table has been created. Now we will enter the data. So insert query must be typed like this. Insert into, when we are writing a insert query, we must use for columns, we must use grave ascent. So using grave ascent we must mention which table, teacher, and first we must mention the column names and then the values. So column names also must be within the gray version. So first column, what is the first column? First column is teacher ignore. So the column we put teacher ignore, comma. What is the next column? First name, copy, comma. Here we must mention the values, column names within the gray version. So here we have mentioned the teacher ignore, first name, and these are the column names. Now then the last name, then the gender, contact now, and at last here it must comply email. There is a small mistake. Now here email must come. Then a space. These spaces are important. So here space, values, and we must give the relevant values within a single quotation. Now how many columns are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. No. Then 6. So how many? 1, 2. So this all 6 data must be come here. So we will take the data from here. For teacher ignore must come here, and then the first name, I will break this here to show you it to you all clearly. Then the last name, gender, here at the end of a query a semicolon must come here. Contact node, and at last the email address. So we will run and see whether the data has been successfully entered into our teacher table. We will run. The data has been successfully entered. We will see. Here the data has been entered successfully. Likewise, we will enter all using this query. There are how many data? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here I will enter the second data. So first, second teacher's first name, second teacher's last name, second teacher's last name is female, gender. Next, the telephone number or the contact number, and the email address. Email and it also okay. The second data also has been updated. Here Champika Pereira female, the telephone number. Okay, likewise we will add all the data also, other data also. I have entered all the data and last one yet to be entered. I have entered that one also. I have to run only. Now I have entered all the data as mentioned in the requirement. Here I entered the data according to the ascending order. Not the ascending order, yes, ascending order. As here also the data has been entered in the ascending order, no? So here the data has, all the data has been entered using the insert query. That's all for this video. Thank you. Have a nice day.